Hey folks, Tempest, the old geek learning new tricks here. I was in the middle of printing some benchies to sample some filament, and I ran across something that was kind of a teaching moment, so I just had to stop. So I've talked earlier a little bit about dye swell. I really need to do a video explaining that in more depth, but one thing I've noticed with this filament is it has almost no dye swell, at least compared to others. Now, something I normally do when I'm loading new filament, you're just running it in here using the machine, and I'll let it run for just a little bit, usually to purge the old filament that's in there and just to kind of see how it behaves. And if you look at this stuff, first of all, you don't hear any clicking, which means it's melting quick enough that even at this speed of extraction, my extractor isn't skipping. On many filaments, it will skip as fast as it runs in this load situation. Amazing, right? Same results on the old filament, not old, but the prior filament. This new one's Hatchbox, this one's Amolen. It's really nice looking benchy here. Real smooth. I mean, look at the portholes, look at the bow, look at the precision around this. I'm impressed with this wood PLA. This is a 0.4 nozzle, it's not clogging. This is pretty impressive. Now, all right, it's time for some 3D printing 201 real quick. Here is a unmelted bit of filament, just for reference here, so for scale, okay? This stuff that just came out, this is 0.45, so it's had either a little bit of dye swell or all the glitter I printed has worn this out a little bit. I can test for that later. You can print something like this that has a 0.4 millimeter wall and see what you get. And this stuff, you gotta not crimp it too hard, but I can go up here and it's pretty dead on. So I could print something like that to see how, perhaps if I've blown this nozzle out with all the glitter, because glitter is notoriously hard on nozzles. This is not any kind of fancy ruby or hardened anything, it's just brass. Now for reference, here's some other filament that I've let free flow out of that nozzle just recently. I reached in to grab the old trash bin here and pulled some of this out. All right, so look at that. This is like very typical, if not small for some filaments, okay? It's swelling back up to like 1.3 something. And that's not the worst. Seriously, check this out. I've got samples here. Drop stuff on the floor, that helps. Look at this rose stuff and some of this other. These are some of these super bright silks, and they just swell way up if you let them, as they're starting to cool. And that's just free flowing out of the nozzle here, that they will do that. I mean, these things are, they're gargantuan. 1.8. They've almost come all the way back to the filament itself. This is the very end of it, so it might be a little bit weird. But, hello, 0. Yeah, I mean, you've got some of these things, I curled them up when they were warm. Yeah, don't you burn your fingers, Chuck? Nah, I do as best as I can. But look at this, it's swole like almost back to its original diameter. And this wood is like, okay, there's a little bit, but boy, that is so nice compared to the other. I almost wonder, boy, if it doesn't have issues with clogging or dimensional accuracy, I could end up liking this a lot. There's also kind of a pleasant wood shop smell when you're working with it. Toasted wood, kind of like just after you've cut something with a table saw and just barely bound the blade, not enough to get black, but kind of toast things. That's kind of a pleasant side effect of it. So far, pretty impressed. Come back later, we'll compare the two benchies and talk about that as we look forward to trying to pick a PLA to be building some stuff for Monsieur Ronkel. And I'm not going to tell you what yet, because I want him to be able to watch this and see if he has a preference. Anyway, if you like this, subscribe. You know the deal. Why do I have to say it? But you have to say it, I guess. It's like a ritual or something, maybe. It's kind of opening the circle or something. Yeah. So, yeah, please like and subscribe. And that's all for right now.